Retirement is something that everyone looks forward to. Of course, if you aim to live comfortably during your retirement, you should be able to prepare for it, but it's not that easy. Some people often make sudden decisions that could massively affect their retirement funds. That's why in today's video, we will be discussing the top 5 retirement mistakes you should avoid. This video may not apply to you all if you're in your 20s, but it can be helpful to you because you will be able to prepare and look forward to an enjoyable retirement when the time comes. So, let's get started. Mistake number 5. Forgetting to phase into retirement. Don't make the error that several early retirees do by deciding on a random age and then striving to save the required amount, because a black and white approach to numbers seldom reflects reality. Your early retirement goals may become impossible until you gradually phase out the process by ending your employment in stages. Early retirement can be phased while working from home, a part-time, or switching to a less demanding career. A gradual transition to full-time retirement will make it easier to bridge any psychological or financial gaps that may arise between your employment and retirement. Considering early retirement by working lesser shifts your focus away from the end of your career. A 45-year-old employee is a beautiful illustration of a phased-out retirement since it allows you to imagine your total pension earlier. That individual is 55 years old and earns $100,000 each year. As a result, this individual's monthly benefits are increased. They use the method of the early retiree with an above-average salary to put off claiming Social Security for 5 years after becoming eligible. If the early retiree had stopped their employment at age 55, all expenses would have been met solely by their retirement savings until they were eligible for Social Security. From age 55 to 59, the optimum course of action will be gradually lowering the workload while earning at least $50,000. From 60 to 63, the retiree would get $30,000 in a phased-out early retirement. Ultimately, they made the mistake of reducing the number of withdrawals from their personal retirement account. Mistake number 4. Unable to set up various streams of income. Building a nest egg until it's ready to hatch and then cracking it to pay for your post-work years isn't enough for early retirement. Maintaining a good lifestyle in retirement will necessitate having numerous income streams rather than relying solely on your investment alternatives or retirement savings. During multiple resource planning, there are additional psychological benefits depending on more than one source of income. However, you must account for inflation, which isn't factored into your pension. Your Social Security payments, which you can also claim early, are annually increased to reflect inflationary Medicare costs. You can ensure that the value of your money grows despite inflation by investing in assets such as real estate and selecting recession-proof stocks. FITS is not claimed after age 62, and you can't withdraw from your 401k or IRA investments until you're 59 and a half years old, or you'll face a 10% surcharge penalty, further reducing your income and putting you at risk of squandering your retirement savings. Before you reach the age of 59 and a half, your ideal early retirement plan should contain additional income sources that you can rely on. Part-time jobs, stocks, bonds, taxable brokerage accounts, and assets such as real estate rents could be used as your backup resources. A significant amount of your retirement investment in addition to your retirement nest egg may be in stocks or growth options, which can help you preserve your assets long after retirement. This strategy is only recommended if the equities have a track record of consistent performance, as a recession or market slump could negatively impact your long-term assets. Because of the risk of the sequence of returns, most workers will automate their 401k investments. Early retirees should examine these and other assets such as low-cost mutual funds or exchange-traded funds or ETFs. You should only invest money you can afford to lose in the stock market. If the stock market falls and you don't have enough money in your retirement savings or investments to keep your desired income level, you'll have to withdraw from low-value accounts, which will require you to liquidate more assets. Plan your different streams of income based on market conditions, and be flexible with the amount you withdraw from an investment account each year. As an early retiree, resist the temptation to use your retirement fund balance to make an excessive purchase because you may not be able to replace it. Always remember that withdrawals from investments such as an IRA are subject to income tax and penalties if made before you reach the age of 59 and a half. Mistake number 3. Not managing your Social Security benefits correctly. Though it makes financial sense to delay collecting Social Security as long as possible, you risk jeopardizing your reliance on financial assets in retirement. Sure, deferring these payments until you're older may result in more significant monthly benefits, but this isn't always the best option. We'll move on to another reason to start collecting Social Security payments early. If you're working, you'll only be earning what you've worked for all these years, which is terrible for your health. By beginning to collect benefits soon after retirement, you'll be paid more money in the later decades of your life when you most need it. Hesitating to sign up for Social Security also means you're losing money for the government if you don't live through your 80s, and they are non-transferable payments. To summarize, a lower monthly payout is preferable to no benefit. Here are 3 scenarios where collecting your Social Security benefits sooner rather than later may make sense. First, you've achieved the age of eligibility of 62 and want to use the money in your early retirement years. Second, your overall income requirements will necessitate drawing more than 5% of your current day's total from your retirement account, increasing the risk of premature account draining. Finally, even though the monthly payments are lower before reaching 70, you need supplementary income from Social Security to avoid excessive reliance or depreciation of reserves. Mistake number 2. Not prioritizing health costs. When you're working, your employer is likely to provide health insurance, as is when you're fully retired at 65 or older. When you retire early, Medicare will cover you broadly. As you transition from working to fully retired, you may be confused about your health insurance alternatives. Unfortunately, the current health insurance climate of uncertainty makes things difficult. A financial planner or health insurance professional will offer the finest solutions and rates for your early retirement. If you have a spouse who is still working after you've retired at this time, joining their health insurance policies makes sense. The Affordable Care Act establishes a healthcare exchange in each state as a low-cost insurance option. For the time being, assets to offset premiums may be included in tax credits for your reduced retirement income. Direct primary care is also an alternative health insurance model that charges you a flat monthly amount for any routine essential medical care services. I recommend purchasing long-term health insurance before retiring early, as prices will rise as you age. Also, if you are in the early stages of retirement and are still fit and active, don't overpay for health insurance. When you get older, the effects of aging will need your health insurance arrangement to pay off because you will need treatment and you will not be able to rely on government policy, such as Medicare. Even with supplemental insurance and Medicare, you'll still have to pay for insurance deductibles and medical treatments that may or may not be covered, as well as insurance copays that can add up over time. Medicare does not cover optician treatments, dental care, and hearing aids. According to Fidelity Investments, the average American couple's retirement healthcare costs over $285,000. This does not include long-term care services, and Medicare only covers 80% of your healthcare costs during retirement. You can pay for supplemental coverage out of pocket or save for retirement by setting aside some extra dollars. And last but not the least, mistake number 1, overlooking your legacy plans. More than 40% of elderly parents financially support their adult offspring in some form. Early retirees' children are usually younger and more reliant than average, making the son's financial load onerous. After early retirement, if you have more than one child to support, you may spend more than $1,000 per month, which is not uncommon when considering your financially dependent offspring. Instead of cutting off your grown children, your early retirement plans will lessen unanticipated expenses and associated relationship pressures. Before you retire, talk to them about the financial support they should expect from you so your financial plans aren't jeopardized by new money requests. Set expectations with your children about how much and how long you will support them after retiring. When planning for early retirement, you want to know that your financial future is secure. Your sacrifices to save for retirement, investments, and Social Security retiree benefits play essential roles. Don't jeopardize your financial security by making these retirement blunders in your golden years. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment, like, and share. We'll see you in the following videos.